You will be you. You will be you. You will be everything. In Belle, written and directed by Mamoru Hosoda, I hope I pronounced that right, who did The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, Digimon the movie, The Wolf Children, as well as Mirai, a movie that I really enjoyed. I highly recommend you check out Mirai, a very emotional and moving story. And speaking of emotional, moving stories, enter the world of, well, some village in Japan. I'm not actually totally sure which town or village or city it is, but we focus in on Suzu, a shy, awkward high school girl that has dealt with tragic loss in her life. When she was a child, she lost her mother, and she has friends, she has people that care about her, but she's shy, awkward, doesn't have the best, most open relationship with her dad because he's caring, but she's distant because she just doesn't understand why she lost her mother. And obviously, losing a parent at any point can be very, very tragic, but especially for a child to grow up with just one parent, no matter how loving that parent is, you always question why. Why would this happen? And she has a friend named Huro, who ends up putting her in a virtual reality world called the U. It's like the Wii U universe. Let's hear it for the U. It's a virtual reality world where you can be a different persona. There's this AI technology that studies your body chemistry, what you are deep inside, brings out your true secrets, your true self, and you can be whatever you want. If you're a singer, you can be a singer here. If you are a world-class martial artist, you can be that here. If you're just a socially awkward individual, but you have a good heart, you can show how good your heart is here. And it's a beautiful, vibrant, lavish, and crazy, crazy universe with a bunch of crazy people, and they're just trying to just get through life. They want to live out their fantasies in the U. And also they just want to basically get through high school and do whatever they do in their lives. Children just want to be able to grow up happy. Basically, everybody just wants to live their lives. They just want to get through whatever this crazy thing called life is. And I want to say right now, this is one of my favorite movies of the year by far. Lavish, beautiful, gorgeous to look at, emotional as fuck. I was actually crying during part of this movie, mostly near the end once the story kept building and building and building. I have no shame in saying that, because this was really goddamn good. The story builds and builds. It's not necessarily the most original story. There's a lot of atypical stuff as far as, offering a backstory and like building up some characters. Like obviously, Suzu would have to have the tragic backstory. There's a boy named Shinobu. I'm not going to name the voice cast because there are Japanese names I couldn't possibly pronounce. And then there are some American voices that vary as far as quality. I will say that for the most part, the voice acting is quite good. And as far as an emotional story, as far as the references and stuff they throw in, it is really goddamn great how they're able to meld things together. And Mr. Hosoda just knocked it out of the fucking park here. This is, to me, right on par with Mirai, if not a little bit better. Yeah, it's a little bit crazy with the virtual reality stuff, but it's also very grounded in reality and the stuff that people deal with, and it's just amazing how it was able to be melded together. I can see why people highly praise this, and it's something I absolutely recommend you guys check out. It is available on Amazon to rent for like $5 or $6. I'd recommend doing that and then spending the money to buy it if you really want to on digital, or you can find the Blu-ray or whatever. It's definitely worth watching at least once, because then you can experience it and you can judge for yourself. Is this movie just atypical and just fine, or are you like me, and I know I am, and you just were so emotionally invested that it really, really got to you? It tugs at your heartstrings, and it goes in a few different directions in the second and third act that you might have not necessarily expected. And boy, that ending is really, really something. It hits all the right notes and then some. It is, again, one of my favorite movies of the year by far. And the social awkwardness of high school students, like telling either a guy that you like or a girl that you like them or whatever. It's just great. The social awkwardness and the beautiful, lavish colors. Some of the washed out stuff and like the more depressing weather scenes. Suzu's backstory is really tragic and just goddamn, you really feel bad for her. You really fucking feel bad for her. You also get a little frustrated with her high school self. Like, how can you not see that there are people that want to help you, the people that care? But then again, once you find out about her backstory and losing her mother, you could understand why she wouldn't want to be attached to somebody, because you're attached to somebody and they leave. Okay, that makes total sense. There are a lot of people that are like that. Any loss could make you feel that way. But I will say, absolutely check it out. It is 100% great. I am going to get into spoilers here in just a few seconds, but definitely worth checking out. Maybe it'll make you emotional like me, maybe it won't. I mean, who the fuck knows? But anyway, spoilers. Okay, so we're getting into spoilers. So, yeah, the U-verse, as it were. I'm just going to call it that because it's just easier to say. Not like the Miami University, not like that. Basically, Suzu, basically through her friend Hiro, she comes up with a persona called Belle, Belle. If you didn't see it in the fucking title, I might as well spell it right there. She is a singer, and she's got this beautiful voice, and she gets a whole bunch of people, but she also has critics. And Hiro tells her, well, you can't just have people praise you otherwise you just have hardcore fans. People are going to hate you. People are going to love you. That's life. Just be who you are. We do get flashbacks of how her mother was very, very good to her, helped raise her, helped pick her up when she skinned her knee, taught her music. And obviously, even though we didn't hear it, we know that Suzu liked to sing, and her mother liked to sing. Her mother then went to save a stranger girl who was stranded, took on a life preserver, and saved her because she was stranded on a little, island area in a raging river, a little piece of land in among a raging river. The girl survived, the mother didn't. And obviously Suzu is like, why would she do that? There are people in Fallout. Why in the world would this happen? What is going on? So that is something that is weighing on her. She doesn't have the best relationship with her dad. He's always offering to make dinner. No, that's okay. You want me to give you a ride to school? It's not that she's being a bitch, though I think there are times where she's a little bit too distant from her dad. But then again, nevertheless, little minor quibble that we can just ignore there. She has this boy that she's known as a kid, Shinobu. That really sounds like a fucking ninja. You should be throwing, like, that was Shinobi, though. He really should just be, like, doing something, like, maybe doing parkour, except that was Bubble that's on Netflix. I also recommend you check out my review of that. In this U-verse, she is a singer, and she gets all this attention, but then a big concert in this weird sphere is interrupted by this creature called the Dragon, that is later called the Beast. He's got glowing bruises and stuff all over his back, and what the hell's going on? Who is he? There's these voices, these protectors. There's this one guy that has this power to unveil people, take out their persona, called Justin. Kind of reminds me of the guy from My Hero Academia. It's me, Dio. Kind of reminded me of that. I think that was My Hero Academia. I apologize if I got that wrong. But nevertheless, he's kind of a dick. It's pretty obvious who he is as well, or at least who he's based on. And he wants to be a loyal protector and take care of this beast. This beast is almost unstoppable, destroying people, just taking them out and everything, taking out their data personas. And this beast has a castle, and the character's called Belle. Yeah, they're not exactly subtle with these references here. There's even secret roses. There's even weird creatures like these angels and this weird bat angel thing, and there's also Hiro's character. It's like a weird little anime, like Hat in Time type character. Boy, that's a weird game reference. And when she has to find out, Belle has to find out who this beast is. Who is it? Because they're clearly conflicted. There's something in their eyes. There's something that says they aren't a bad person. They're lashing out. Something's going on. So, meanwhile, she's dealing with this stuff in the real world. People are trying to figure out who Belle is. Suzu's trying to hide the fact that she is Belle. Like, this is getting really, really awkward. And as they research who the beast is, they eventually stumble across a video message from one of the fans, a little boy that was singing. And this is the same little boy from a video where the dad was holding on to his two sons, saying, they lost their mother, we're trying to get through it, and all that. And it seems like a happy family, even with the tragic stuff, and Suzu notices this. However, behind the scenes, the dad's very, very abusive. Very abusive. My God, this was uncomfortable at times. Good fucking grief, this was uncomfortable. But once she figures out who the beast actually is, it is not a... there's a boy named Tomo, a young boy named Tomo, and there's his older brother named Kei. Kei. And he's trying to protect him, and I'll be here to protect you and all this stuff. And it gives her flashbacks of what Shinobu said when he latched onto her or helped her out as a child, because they were both children. I'll be here to protect you. I'm here for you. Tell me, talk to me. And it's obvious there's a connection there, but nevertheless, that sort of gets explored, but then it's obvious that they're just better off as friends. But she is trying to figure out where these boys live, because she needs to go help them, much like her mother went to help that stranded child. It all goes back to all that stuff. And then she's supposed to sing. She sings as herself because it's the only way she can bring out these people and prove that she's Belle. And she basically tells this Justin guy, it's like, unveil me. Okay, I'll do it. Yeah. He uses Green Lantern's light, a weird gun, and she sings. And so one earlier character that was like this pop singer that got usurped by her. Usurped is a funny yet dirty sounding word, by the way. Says she's ordinary, just like me, and the crowd singing is as Suzu's crying because she's trying to get through her own pain, trying to help and figure it out, draw out the beast, figure out where he is. And the crowd sings along. It's beautifully done. And then she eventually, she's talking to her dad. Once she figures out, once everybody researches where this house actually is, in the overcrowded cities that are, most of Japanese metropolis areas, she goes there. She's talking to her dad, says, I know that you're hurt, and you help your people just like your mother. And she does some good stuff there, and they're chatting, and then she shows up at the house, and she basically protects the kids. And the dad is, Jesus Christ, this was uncomfortable. The dad even is trying to claw away at her and everything, or trying to claw the kids away, and even claws her cheek. And she just stands up to him. And he's gonna hit her, and he can't, because he's a coward ultimately. That's what all abusers are. They're just cowards. And then he runs away. I don't know what happened to the kids. I assume they went to live with her, or went to live in foster care. I don't know. They kind of just forget about that right there. It's a little bit odd. But then she arrives on the train and sees her dad and is able to yell at him across the train terminal area. He offers dinner, and she finally says, yes, please, and, welcome back, and everybody else welcome back. There were these 5 ladies that were friends with her mother. It was really, really moving shit. And then her and this Shinobu guy talk, or, her friend talk, and he says, well, you've grown up. I don't need to worry about protecting you as much now. We can have fun together. It's not that he doesn't care, but he's just finally, okay, you're better. I can rest because I care about you, but I can rest. This is good shit. This is really good shit. Highly recommend you guys check it out. Anyway, A+, gets an A+. It will be high on if it's not high on my favorite movies of the year list, and this is going to be a pretty good year. Despite the fact I've watched more F-grade movies than A-grade movies so far. Who knows? Maybe Lightyear will change that, and it'll be an A-grade as well. Watching that tomorrow. Anyway, agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.